Hello and welcome to Trains and Viatic, and we're back in the model railway room again today. So last week I was talking about wiring. This week we're actually going to do some testing. Over here I have a bunch of radius 4 track, and over here I have some sheets that I can temporarily place on the boards. So the idea of this episode is to have a test fitting over there, see how everything will fit, work out if I can how small or big the area just here need to be, and then do some track planning. So let's start the title and then we can talk a bit further. Like I said, we're still in the planning stage, and one of the things to plan is the radius of track. I'm planning to use radius 4 as my largest track and radius 3 as the smallest track. Radius 4 have a radius of 572 millimeters, which means to go across it's 572 times 2, which is just under 120 millimeters, which is exactly what I have across there. So I'm going to be today putting some of these plastic sheets down and seeing how the railway look with radius 4 track. After that I can then plan a little indent in the corner here to allow the track to go in and then out, because I want to try to give myself a little bit more space in this front corner here. Also, I'll get to see what it's like walking in and out with the boards here, as I might decide I need to do radius 2 and 3, which I really don't want to do. So what I'll do is I'll go and put you onto the GoPro, put you just up there, and then we can put some board downs and see how it's looking. I've brought Mum in.
Hi.
And you'll see us talking across two cameras. I'll try to bounce across. So this is the rough this side. Across here at 130, which is just there, is what the arm helix need. But that's 130 by 130, so we're trying to work out how to get it a bit better. So one of the things we've been discussing is the size of the curve.
I wasn't sure whether we'd actually be able to open the door when Richard said he needed 8 foot, but we can.
4 foot.
4 foot?
Yep.
4 foot. I wasn't sure whether we'd be able to open the door, but we can. However, if he wants me or his nieces, Little Helper 1 and Little Helper 2, to help with him, we're not going to be able to reach across. But you said you could go down 1 radius, but is that going to give you problems on your inner track?
Yeah, that will give me problems because I know that my Class 70 struggles on third radius curve, so second radius curves would be a no-go.
Okay.
So I think one of the tricks I can do is actually have just over here, we can actually get a bit of space by having the curb to the helix further in.
which means we can get in and open the window if it gets hot,
Yep.
because there's no other way of getting ventilation in here.
As you also made the point about what height is the next level. So I'm looking at about this kind of height.
Which is, I could probably reach slightly further across without bending down. You've got to be careful with the light switch as well.
Yep.
You need to be able to get to that.
So I'm thinking of just on top of the windowsill having the next level, and then for the last level it won't be that much higher.
3
Right.
levels.
Yep, so we're going to have a big terminus station because I always wanted a terminus line, but I also enjoy a constant runny.
So this will come round here, through there, back up there, and make a loop, sort of
Yep.
like a kidney-shaped loop.
Yep, and then it will come back and either go and take a point to take it down, back down, or go straight up and come into the station.
So the next level's the terminus, and the top level.
Now the next level is the runny,
Oh, okay.
but with the terminus towards the back raised.
And your third level?
Yeah, that is a third
That's
level.
a third level.
But
okay.
I'm going to have to consider things like for buildings I'm going to use. As we all know, I want my car system in here as well.
You're not going to be able to get anything behind there. You'll just have to have a back scene. Mind you, you won't be able to see that at this level because you have the next level above it.
And also the third level, I could have that distance rather than that distance, so it could be closer.
You could do. So you have less behind it and more in front of it.
And then with how the helix work, it's a roundy, so where it going there on that one, it will then come out on that wall on the other side, so I can have a track coming into the station further across.
It's going to give you plenty of space to put things in the middle. All of your houses and all the other models you've got. You can make a nice town or a country scene. Have you decided on time of year, period in history, sort of the 90s, the 80s?
Not really sure yet, but here's another potential idea. I know it will mean moving stuff when I go through, but if I have a 1 foot by 4 foot board there and then a smallest board there, I could then have a coming up point just there.
You could do.
But then it will eat into the storage yard.
Which is down here for all of your bits and pieces.
Yep, so
Yeah. We have enough space to keep all your trains.
that's what I'm hoping to, as I know in 2 foot I can store 8 tracks. And I'm looking at potentially having the storage running around and then rejoining at that bit. So
Yeah.
on the bottom layer it's just going to be a single track. So the helix come in there, around and then back up. But we'll
Okay.
have storage over there. We'll have storage over there, so I could do smallish, have about a foot by 4 foot gap to come in, but that could be quite tight.
Yeah, you need to make sure all your trains are fit in it.
No, I'm thinking of for a person to get to.
Oh, now that is a good... a foot, 4 foot, 5 foot. I don't think you're getting a gap a foot. I certainly won't get in a gap a foot. And don't forget you don't want to bash your head.
So that would be... No, that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work. You'd need 2 foot.
Or maybe a foot and a half. That would work.
How wide's the door?
Doors currently 2.5 foot.
No, but if you can get through a door, but yeah, that would be difficult.
But this is enough to start actually planning.
Yeah, because you can always decide you could have a gap in there to get through, but it would go up every level, wouldn't it?
No, just one level. And
Okay.
also I'll need to make sure to have LED lighting hidden underneath so that we can actually see what's happening underneath here.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you for that conversation.
That's okay.
So, as you can see, I'm potentially standing where about the layout is, but hopefully I'm not. This is going to be one of the biggest decisions. If I can get the helix to work with a little cutout here, it means we can have 2 people standing in the room. If I can't, it will mean it's going to be tight. Also, opening the window. Opening and closing the blinds. Mounting cameras up there. It's all things I need to consider. But the helix kit need a 1 metre 30 centimetre base. I think I need to contact my supplier. I think this will just about work. I think this is going to cost me more money than I thought it would. But the nice thing is, my supplier is also the same person who do the train control software I'm planning to use, which is iTrain. So we'll also be able to make sure that all of the requirement for iTrains are in the build. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment. And I'll see you all next week when we're going to be looking at Metcalfe buildings and actually 3D printing a better top for the flats. So, thank you very much, Richard.